Death. 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 Oops. Death by wind. Death by radiation. Holy crap, that lightsaber. Death by cremation. Death by R5. Death by reactor. Death by assembly belt. Death by detention. Oh boy. Hello everyone, my name is Atratzu, and today I am sharing my thoughts on Star Wars Jedi Knight II, Jedi Outcast. This is a bit of an amalgamation of different genres that's combined, actually. It starts out with first-person shooter elements, and then it switches to a third-person action 3D platformer. And yeah, that was just kind of the theme of games that came out at that time. And when I say that time, I mean in 2002, when, video games were still they weren't the Wild West. There was a little bit more semblance and form that was going into them and established genres. But people were still experimenting, and there wasn't just this well set out, this is what a game should do, and there was normally not so much moderation with sticking to one theme, and games just kind of threw stuff against the wall and would see what would stick. Some of it would stick, some of it would stink. So yeah, Star Wars Jedi Knight II, Jedi Outcast, it's a long title by the way, was developed by Raven Software, released in 2002. Steam says that it was 2003 though for some reason, and that's just kind of the beginning of the stuff that we're going to be talking about with this game. And I've spent 20 hours playing through this whole game. I did not do it with any guides until the final level. I was feeling impatient, and the final level, the antagonist was within my sight, and I was just like, I don't want to comb over this small area and find the things that were just a little out of place that I would have to interact with to be able to open up the doors to finally get to the final fight. But that's what this game is. There are some puzzles that go into it. So let's jump into a new game. Now I played on Jedi difficulty. It says normal game settings. Normal game settings are full of death. That is why the intro, I was like, I know exactly what I want for my intro for this game. Because goodness knows, I saw all of those deaths many times. Many times. You could play on easier difficulty. I tried Padawan after playing on Jedi, and then I couldn't bring myself to do it, especially, in my history, being called a Padawan as an insult hurts my feelings, so I don't play on Padawan difficulty. I am curious. Let's see what Jedi Master is on. We'll just jump into a game on this difficulty and tell you on the fly how much harder it is. So we'll play on this. So, some fun stuff to talk about with this game. This is a continuation of the Star Wars Dark Forces series. So I'm just going to talk over this beginning cutscene. If you want to read the cutscene and watch it, by all means, you're welcome to it. This was the end of, well, not the end of, they no longer were doing live action recording cutscenes. This is when they introduced 3D models in their cutscenes. And back in 2003, it was revolutionary. That was the time when, just being able to get your 3D models to talk, and it was just like, oh man, look at what we can do with CGI, and it was really a feat. But some things age better than others, and I really miss the live action things. So, talking about in order, Star Wars Dark Forces was the first game in the series, and Star Wars Dark Forces 2 was the second game in this sequence, all right? So I actually had a video that I made a full-fledged Atratzu review on it, fully edited. I put a lot of work into it. If you want to check it out, I would appreciate that, but that's kind of that story's over there. What you're doing is you're following along the story of Kyle Katarn, who is a ex-Jedi kind of thing. He's a mercenary wannabe. If I could regurgitate all the information that I have reviewed on him. He was going to be a farmer like his father, but then his father was murdered and he wanted to get back at his father, so he joined the Imperial Academy and went through the Imperial Academy, made friends with Jan Ors. By the way, this bearded fellow here is Kyle Katarn, and the co-pilot, actually she's a better pilot than him, is Jan Ors. And they met together, and then Jan Ors dug up dirt on the Empire, found out that Kyle's parents, her father anyway, was actually murdered by the Empire, and so Kyle turns, joins the Rebels, and sets the stage for Star Wars Dark Forces 1. Kyle goes on to try to stop a Dark Trooper project. No Force powers at that point. In Star Wars Dark Forces 2, that's when Kyle starts to develop as a character. Dark Forces 1 was based basically like on Doom. It was kind of a Doom clone. I mean, everything was kind of a Doom clone at that time. But that was especially. It felt like playing Doom to the point that even the soundtrack sounds like Star Wars and Doom. Super bit tune. Absolutely loved the sound of it, but you know, it is rough around the edges, though absolutely charming. I love it. That's one of the things about these types of games. It only is really interesting me and a select few others, so hopefully you enjoy hearing me talk about it. Star Wars Dark Forces 2 introduced actual switch me back to first person view. What was first person view again? Controls, force, attack movement, inventory, movement, walk, mouse, no, others, always running, yes, auto switch, higher weapon if safe, datapad, inventory, attack, look, feel, there it is. It is P. There we go. So this is how I wanted to play it at first. Anyway, continuing with the explanation here. Dark Forces 2, Kyle ends up getting Force powers at this point. And once he gets Force powers, then it goes from being, again, a first-person shooter to a Star Wars. You're playing as a Jedi now. Super exciting, super fun. And then we move on to, well, what I thought the next game in the sequence was Star Wars Jedi Knight II Jedi Outcast, the game that we are playing right now. That being said, if you haven't noticed the jump, you kind of need the titles in front of you to see it. Dark Forces 2, Jedi Knight II Jedi Outcast. I was like, what the heck is wrong with these naming schemes? So I did a little bit of digging, and I found out that there was a game that was released as DLC for Dark Forces 2 called Mysteries of the Sith, which starred Mara Jade, and it was while the Timothy Zahn books on Mara Jade came out new at that time. That is kind of upsetting to think that those were new, because I haven't read a lot of those books as well. I'm pretty big into the Star Wars expanded universe. Rest in peace, Star Wars Legends now. Anyway, that had Mara Jade in it. I don't have that game, so this is the next continuation, the next one in the sequence for me. And so I was confused by that, but mystery solved, figured that out. That's good. And then So that was actually Star Wars Jedi Knight I, Mysteries of the Sith. So that's what that one was. And Star Wars Jedi Knight II, Jedi Outcast, the one we're playing now. And then the fourth installment of the game is Star Wars Jedi Knight Jedi Academy. Although I guess if we ordered it, we'd have to reorder it. So Dark Forces is 1, Dark Forces 2 is 2, Mysteries of the Sith is 3, Jedi Outcast is 4, and Jedi Academy is 5. I do have Jedi Academy, and I hope to come back to this game, or rather come back to this obnoxiously named series of... God, stab him. Stab. Yeah. This obnoxiously named sequence of games, but charming nonetheless. I love Kyle Katarn. So, in this game, Jedi Outcast, it's... Oh, alright, there we go. Honestly, I'm not really seeing that much of a difference. Oh, no. Thankfully, these are skippable. Some of them are not. Like this is not skippable. We can't even escape out of that. By trying to skip stuff, I've actually frozen the game before. Okay, so the story of this particular game is that you, Kyle, and Jan are on a mission for the New Republic. This takes place after the second Death Star has been destroyed, and this is Mon Mothma, sends them on a mission. They go onto the planet, and they discover that there's this operation that they're mining lightsaber-resistant crystals, I think, is what they're getting on this planet. That, or they eventually find that it's a weapons, like they're mining for weapons, trying to develop a stronger type of trooper that can combat in the new Jedi Order that is being established on Yavin. So a lot of these have ties to Star Wars legend type stuff, which, for those that are into it, is really, really exciting and fun. So Lando Calrissian, Luke Skywalker, R2-D2, C-3PO, there's Mon Mothma, of course. Who else? What else are familiar faces? I think those are the only familiar faces that make an appearance in this game. But super fun to see them. As always, I'm just like, Luke, buddy, it's so good to see you. And just, I don't know. I get all excited and giddy over playing a game like this. All right, well, let's try. I've never tried doing this before. This is how he crouches. Ka-chow. Ka-chow. Oh my goodness, why would you play this in this mode? Gross. Alright, did this better. Boom, grabbed that. Oh, I need more weapons. Alright, here we go, here we go, here we go. And walk around the corner. And boom, 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 boom. Okay, so... yeah. In this episode of Star Wars Dark Forces, Kyle, gets on this mission, goes, you need to kind of know a little bit about the previous game. The previous game, Kyle and Jan, whoops, I just shot Jan in the leg, went to a place called, uh-oh, don't die, Jan, you die, we all die. I don't understand where the difficulty is. Maybe we get damaged more. But this is about how hard as the game normally is. Nothing to... oh, excuse me. Oh, nope. Okay, so in Star Wars Dark Forces 2, you came across a place called the Valley of the Jedi. I think it was Valley of the Jedi. And the only people that know that location are Kyle and Jan, and so that gets brought back into the equation because the antagonist, Desan, wants to have an army of Force sensitives that he'll be able to defeat the Jedi with. It's all a simple Sith dark side plot for revenge kind of story. It's pretty typical. Oh, all right. All right, I think I see what's going on here. They, on this difficulty, they have lowered my max shield to 50, and they have lowered my max health. So by making it, when I say that they've made it harder, they just make it so you can take less hits, which I already was kind of playing like that to begin with. So I could have probably played through this. I don't think the AI is any more difficult. I don't think that there are any substantial changes. All the things that I knew apply before. Need to have these uncanny ninja-like reflexes to get through it. Ooh, we'll just use that right now. And fall damage is a thing, so you don't want to jump off the edge. All right, here we go. Anyway, there's not much to say about the story in Jedi Outcast. The story is pretty simple and straightforward and forgettable. I hate to say it that way, but you can read through the Wikipedia page on this game and you've basically covered the whole story in less time than it takes to play through this game, because there's a lot of challenging parts in this game. Combat, not even included, because there's a lot of puzzling that needs to take place. All right, go on up. Good deal. Let's drop down here. All right, and we'll run over here. And can I turn that off? I don't remember if I can turn that off. There's that vent. I'm turning something off over here. There it is. That's what I had to turn off. And you run over here. And then you run around this. I assume it's a generator that would have killed me had we not turned it off. And we pop up. And we drop in. And we say, hi-oh. And we look over here. And we carefully choose which one we want to open. Oop. We opened that. Okay, well, that's where the troopers are. Yeah. Though, again, if you enjoy older games, this was a game that I remember seeing advertised, and I was really like, oh man, I want to play this game so bad. So for me now, playing through this game, it's like some childlike wonder comes back, because it's like, this is a game I always wanted to play. So I do kind of see it in a little bit of a different light than most people. If no one has an interest in Star Wars, the expanded universe, or any patience with older games, I would say this game is going to be a really hard sell for most people. That said, though, I thoroughly enjoyed it. So I think let's talk a little bit about the mechanics and gameplay. Oops, I keep pressing R to reload. That was the last game I was playing, was a lot of reloading. There's no reloading in space. So, talking about the mechanics. What you have, a computer game, basic controls. You control the movement with good old WASD. You have looking with the mouse. Right click is your alternate fire, and left click is your main fire. If you got like a melee weapon or a lightsaber, actually I don't think right click was throw lightsaber with the force, and left click was your standard attack. Though you've got this, I don't know, prong robot arm that you can stab somebody with. I think it's a stun baton, but ooh, looks nasty. Different weapons do different things with the alt fire. So this, is that Bravar blaster pistol? Okay. The main fire just fires off one shot at a time, but if you click and hold, it will charge up a shot, which I tend to prefer because a full charge shot can just take down a stormtrooper one hit. Whereas your alt fire with the E11 blaster rifle is just a faster fire. So if I'm trying to click as fast as I can with the main fire, this is as fast as it goes. If I hold down the right, it just unloads, but it's less accurate. If you ever want to look up what's going on, you press tab to bring up all your other stuff. So really, all you need to know to get started is movement, tab, and then hit escape and go to controls. Anytime you forget something, you just scroll on right through here, look through your force powers, your movement, your quick keys. These are rebindable too. We're not gonna touch that just in case. Don't want anything to do with that. But they are rebindable, which is again another good small touch in the game. Is this one destroyable too? No, only that grate was destroyable. So, in this menu, well, first let's talk about what you see on the user interface here. In the bottom right, you have your ammo, and some weapons share ammo, like the blaster pistol and the rifle. They share the same energy. And do we have any that were back here? Yeah. Here's the ammo packs for these. You go over here. We're at 181 right now. Pick it up. 251. So now we have more ammo. And once that bar is full, then it's full. Now, if you're trying to interact with things like I have been doing, you run up and you press E. That much is standard control still, which is a relief. You jump with spacebar, and let's see here. If something doesn't have ammo, the ammo goes away. There are several different types of weapons that you pick up throughout the game. And honestly, you use them until you get the lightsaber, and then you use the lightsaber for most of the game. I did use the sniping utility a little bit, but it just really becomes, oh, now it's a game where you're playing as a Jedi rather than you're playing as a game as a mercenary. And the game is so much easier once you get force powers as well. It doesn't get easy. It gets easier. So, bottom left corner of the screen, you've got the red, which indicates your health. Right now I've got 50 health. And then you have the green, which is your shield. That's kind of universal. I think that was in like X-Wing Alliance, X-Wing and TIE Fighter. I think that's what they used. They used this type of system to tell you about your shields. So it's very nostalgic and warms my heart. So looking here in your weapons, if you ever forget what your secondary fire is, you can always look here to see what the loadout is. Oh, Brayer. If I didn't read that before. Yeah, Brayer. Blaster pistol. So, blaster pack. So all the information that I just told you is all available here. Good old stun baton, primary fire, short range jabbing electrical stun attack. The mission, this gives you a hint as to what you're trying to do. Other than that, it doesn't really help you with anything. It won't give you much more than a general hint on what's going on in the story, where you're trying to aim, and if you're making progress, the bullet here will fill in. The checkbox thing will fill in. That's the extent of what you're going to get for mission details. Weapons we've already gone over. Inventory. I did a little bit of this. You do have electro binoculars, and that is accessed with the G key. There is if you look in the bottom left, there's a bar that's slowly counting down. That is a battery. Once that battery runs out, your binoculars go black, and you no longer can see. I didn't notice that this had degrees. Where does 28, 27, 26, 25... Whoa, wait a minute. Where do we jump? 200? There's probably an explanation for that, but I'm not going to think about it right now. Anywho, I didn't use electro binoculars that much. There is night vision as well. I did have to use that in one section of the game, but I forgot how to do it. And so to remind myself and the rest of you, I needed to go... No. Inventory. Seeker drone. There it is. Coop. Left. And I would need to hit all of the keys over in the unused section of the keyboard with insert, home, page up, page down, delete, and the number lock keys to figure out which one of those it was. But we don't have the item right now, so I can't even do that. Now we have grenades. Grenades is all the way over there at 0. I'm sorry, Gonk Droid. Oop. Oh, I'm just going to wave that at him, I guess. I don't know. Come on. There's an interesting, like, also just the side note on I don't want to die here. Come on. Come on. Come on. How many shots are you going to take? Get out of here. There's an interesting side note. By the way, you crouch with C. If you want to look around a corner, you can press E. I think Q works as well. No, Q does not work. Does C? Nope, C does not. I ran into it with another move. You can crouch, hold. You can I lean out? Yes, you can lean out while crouched. Here's the thing. I can't shoot when I'm peeking around corners. So kind of makes it pointless that I can do this kind of like movement. What does it look like here? Oh, it's probably because it never was designed for you to be able to play like that, or not that well in the first place. Most of the game is played in third person, so to be fair, I don't know, they just didn't consider letting me enjoy playing a first person shooter Star Wars game instead of playing a third person lightsaber swinger game. Oh wow, that is pretty dang ridiculous. I don't think there's anything else really to talk about. Well, there's the Force, but that's once you get that. And once we jump into that, I'm going to progressively spoil more and more of the story and more of the game. So if this interests you whatsoever, I'd recommend you check out the game. You leave the video now and you check it out where it's at. If you want to see more of the game, potentially spoiling some of the stuff that you would be seeing, continue on. The only reason I point that out is because a big part of my enjoyment with this game was just discovering different things, being like, oh man, look at all these characters. Oh man, look at all these, like, again, a lot of the knowledge of this world excites me to the point that just running up and then just like looking at these panels being like, if I got a decoder, I could probably translate that. And then just like thinking about the practicality of the world that we're in, and then just messing around. With Force powers, there's a lot more messing around that you can potentially do. I don't know. This was just in my element. Yeah. So let's jump forward ahead and move on to a little bit of an easier difficulty. Let's jump into... Let's go over... I don't want to give a play-by-play for what happened on everything in the game. I could do the breakdown of a play-by-play in no time. Let's do this. Maybe I can do this better. This was right after you got your lightsaber and you first started. The Force powers that you have start out at rank 1 and they upgrade as you go along. You don't put points in anything like that. By the end of it, these all reach max skill. So you start out and you get a bit of a tutorial puzzle thing that you work through first on the Jedi Academy when you get your Force powers. And so they kind of have you go through a tutorial. Yeah. We can't use anything until we go here. We have this iconic scene that we need to go through in here. Oh. Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Take my weapons.
Sure, no problem.
Alright, let's go. Here we go. Bartender. 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 What a nice glass. Ka-chunk.
Jedis. I had no ideas.
This game. I do miss the live action though. I just keep saying that because like there was just something charming and delightful about people that were dressed up in these costumes and what they would do, but they were able to do more with 3D models and making their environment, but setting up like the cinematic things that they did in Dark Forces 2, it felt like it could be like a secret fan movie that was made which was just so fun to watch. I don't know if the actors were nearly as much into it, but I was into watching it, and I completely enjoyed watching the cutscenes in that game. In this game, it's more just like, I mean, I played through Star Wars, what was it, Star Wars Episode 1 on PlayStation 1, the movie game, where they basically were like, recreated the movie in 3D. I played through that whole thing and I enjoyed it. And again, there's like a charming novelty for what it was at the time. Here we go. So let's talk a little bit about what I've learned about this and how to make it a little bit easier. Let's just, oh, nope, nope. Come here. Oh, the grenader's gotta go. Ugh, I hate the people with the grenades. All right, come here. Oh, you. They're the worst. Oh, no. Oh, no. Can I throw the grenade back at him? Okay. All right. So let's talk a little bit about... Come here. Come... Oh, you. Come here. He's the worst. One of the mechanics in the game I didn't figure out until later. Ooh, 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 ooh. Yep. Oh, there we go. Was that Kyle has uncanny perfect blocking ability. As long as we stand in front of somebody, as long as they're in front of us, Kyle will block it indefinitely. So if you ever want to, you know, hide in the corner and be like, hopefully no one notices, this is what you would do, and you'd be almost unkillable. We could stand here and let this guy do this for a while. There, finally blocked it into him. As his defense levels up, he does more. Come here. All right, see you later, Rodian. As he levels that up, he blocks the bolts into the enemies more. So like in a later level, you'd be able to see Kyle blocking the laser bolts into enemies a whole lot more frequently. My preferred strategy is to force push or force pull them to me, and then just a quick over the head swing down. An interesting comment about the lightsaber stuff. I'm still not 100% sure that I've figured out how it all works, because there's some element of like what direction that you're moving with the attack also adjusts where it swings, and there's also elements for how many enemies are around you. Yeah, the lightsaber combat in this game is far more complex and dynamic than I expected, and I was reading that it's probably one of the most... Come here, get him. Yeah. Probably one of the best games when it came to lightsaber combat. Alright, let's hit that. Alright. And this game is so much easier after playing through. Do we have force heal already? F5. No. That was another thing. This game got much easier after I got force heal as well. So there are just a lot of force powers that make the game much easier to play as well. Where are we looking? Where are we? Oh. Here he is. Stupid Rodian. Come here. Ran into a wall. Push him. Yeah. Over the head and down. I'm just some guy with a lightsaber. Cage fight, that's done. Alright, well, this is the shield generator recharger. As you can see, we have more shields than in the previous game, so that's one of the difficulty differences. Alright, cue the cutscene, move on to the next spot. Alright, enough fooling around. Where's Reno? This world, I tell you. At this point, I don't think there's really anything else that I would really need to talk about to... we're about to get sniped. Oh, crap. Come on. Oh, no. I don't know that there would really be much more that I would need to... that I feel like I would need to say to... Here we go. Now we got the sniping gun, which is the one with the scope. to represent this game. It is tough as nails. The story flows very linearly. Typically, when I get stuck in an area, I just run around in that area until I find something that stuck out. It wasn't too bad. There were a couple points during the game that I needed a hand. One of them, I'm just going to show it. Let's see. Do I still have it here? Of course, there was the... Why do I have something? Oh, autosave. That's why. By the way, wait. Knights. Okay. No, I've just noticed that sometimes the Knights. No, Star Wars Jedi. Okay. I've noticed that the file naming system was normally an abbreviated version of the title sometimes. Anyway, getting back to what I was looking for. Let's see here. Where was it? There was... no. Oh, this was a nightmare. Oh my goodness. They have you do an escort quest. They have you escort an R4 unit. And yeah, it was... I don't want to do that ever again, please. That was not a fun part of the game. Here it is. This is it exactly. So this is an example for where I ended up in an area. And I wandered around for such a long time. I thought it had something to do with this, actually, because I used a force power in it. Dropped down into this room. This is the new area that I got into. And I was like, all right, now what? And so then I switched between 3D view and 2D view to get a different perspective. Are these destroyed already? I think they're destroyed already. Okay. So there, checkpoint reached. And I'm like, all right, checkpoint, got it. Look around here, all right. Secret thing that we can unlock there. Got a remote. All right, now I'm gonna jump in here. All this seems straightforward. And ka-chaw. All right, where is it? Uh-oh. Okay, there it is. Let's put this away. So then, first things, I did one of these, where I rode on the inside of it, and I went all the way up, and all the way down, and I looked on the inside of the wall to see in case, like, you know, there was a door somewhere. All right, now we gotta get back out. Ooh. It will crush you. Don't want that to happen. Then I tried jumping on the outside of it, and I rode all the way up and all the way down. And I was looking for something like this, where the red lights would indicate where to go. And here's the thing, when you're going up and down this, you don't know which direction you should be looking. So I went up and I went down and then I backtracked, because that's the first thing I do when I can't figure out what I need to do. So I was like, okay, well, I guess we'll look over here now. So I was like, all right, looking up, and was that it? I think that was it, actually. I saw it this time. If you didn't see it, don't feel bad. It's hard to see. Let's see if I can find it, actually. There's a spot in this hallway, in this long tube. Where is it? There it is. That. I could not find that. Given I was playing it kind of late at night, but that one passageway evaded me so badly. Once I was done with that, I was fine. I was able to figure the rest of it out because I was like, of course, I thought this is what was going to need to be done in this section, but I could not find this passageway for the life of me. I almost looked this up, but I did not. Let's talk about what I looked up now so that I can show it. Here it is. So, for those that aren't concerned about spoilers, this is close to the final room in the game. This is when you encounter Dasan. He splits into 3, runs in 3 different directions, and you're like, I know. I'll go after him over here. And you're just like, wait. And he's like, I can feel you, Dasan. I can feel you, Katarn. And you run up here and you're just like, where is he? Where is he? And you look, and you run there, and you run back. And where are you? You're supposed to appear behind me, dang it. It was scarier the first time. The first time it actually did startle me. I was like, whoa. What are you doing here? Now? Come on, Dasan. Alright, well, let's reload. Alright. By the way, I hit the max number of saves that you can have in this game from save scumming. That's what I had to do, man. I die all the time. And so I'd have to save, and I'd be like, I really don't want to refight the same person again. Alright. Okay. Alright. I'm listening to... I can feel your presence, Katarn. You go here. Why isn't he showing up? There he is. Face me, Katarn. And you turn, and you're like, oh, it's a shadow. And so you try to swing at him, and you're like, oh man, there's a shadow going here. Let's follow this shadow. And the shadow's like, all right, we're going to go this way. And you're just like, huh, where could he have gone? And you're like, oh, my sword goes through. And you're like, well then, in that case, rah! And you jump and you die, because this game hates you. So, the other thing, the other direction, you're like, okay, all right, I get it. The other direction, you run over here, and you have this. And I tried force pushing it. I tried force pulling it. I tried throwing my lightsaber into it. I tried force shocking it. I tried using force persuasion on it. I tried healing. I tried like all the different F keys. By the way, those are your F keys for your force powers. I tried everything known to man. If you, one hair on your body touches this fire, you die instantly. So that's when I looked up the video, the walkthrough for this one specific section, okay? And here it is. That's all you had to do. Fills up with water, water goes down, drains it. And then I thought I was home free. I was like, yes, here we go. And I dropped down here and I was like, I know these. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. For some reason, my crosshairs aren't glowing. I'm not sure what's up with that. Maybe it's because I'm playing in window mode right now or because of some graphical setting that I adjust. But normally my crosshairs glow blue when I can use the force on stuff. Anyway, and then I was like, all right, well, no. 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 And I'm like, okay, I've gone in a circle. And I'm like, okay. No. And then I was like, all right, well, maybe that changed something up here. So I backtrack again, you know, because that's what I do. Sometimes the backtracking works. Again, this is an older game, and you do that. And I was like, okay, well, maybe back here then. And I was like, well, maybe somehow using the force on one of those changed something. The trigger in the mirror is gone. And then I checked the mirror and nothing was there. And I was like, goodness, am I going to have to look up already what's happening next? Don't even get me started on getting through this fire section. I was not going through that again. That was a nightmare. Those fireballs one-shot you. Ugh. So then I was like, okay, well, what about here? And so then I tried going back over there, but that still kills you. No, that doesn't make sense. And this is basically my troubleshooting method in this game, is running back and then going back here again. And I was like, okay, well, maybe one of these walls is destructible. So I was like, okay, I'll run along here. I'll make sure to swing, hit the outside wall. Maybe there's an invisible wall somewhere. Like, no, none of these. And I was like, well, maybe I need to use the force again, push it farther back. No, doesn't work again. I was like, well, maybe I need to bring it back and maybe it's a puzzle. No, that's not the solution either. All right, and so this is what I did. So I tried to figure out what I could do on my own. Here's what the solution was. That was the solution. And that was all I was missing. And then I was able to continue and then go through this section. That crushes you to death, so you don't want to do that. And yeah. This is I almost kicked the bucket there. Alright, let's just extinguish the lightsaber and just go on through here. Beautiful. And ta-da. Alright, we can't escape this. Well, this is the final scene, so you'll be able to see Dasan here. standing in the middle of the laser awkwardly. Good old Tyrannosaurus Rex, man. I got excited about Dasan because I thought maybe Dasan was one of the characters from the expanded universe, but after looking up on, doing a little bit of research on him online, Dasan only appears in this game. There were several students that Luke Skywalker took under his belt when starting the new Jedi Order, and so I was excited thinking that Dasan was one of them, but no, he's just a throwaway one-off character, unfortunately. Though, after playing these games, it makes me want to jump into the novels again and read them. I actually have quite the collection of older Star Wars books that I've picked up at thrift stores and stuff like that. A lot of these books you can buy for full price still. So picking up some $3 book for, I don't know if I have any Timothy Zahn books, but there are a number of, like, there's the Clone Trooper series, there's the like the really old books, what are the Dark Forces Rising. I don't know if Dark Forces Rising has anything to do with Kyle Katarn, because I read those books before I had played those games. So yeah. Let's talk about lightsaber combat. Though let's not talk about lightsaber combat on the final boss. Let's go to somebody else. Not on that boss either. Let's do... I want somebody with a lightsaber to battle against. Yeah, that'll work. When it's lightsaber versus lightsaber, the game is different. All right, let's clear that out. Come here. Oop, goodbye. And goodbye. Come here. Lightsaber to lightsaber combat is just crazy town. Come here. Send them flying. Send them flying. Come here. Oh, you can also use the Force on items too. So, what was that? Oh, he's just crouching. So I can pull the gun to me. If I needed ammo, it would work. Oh. Got him. Oops. Come here. Oh my goodness. Who's blasting me? Oh, is it you? It was you. Thought it was one of the rebels. Oops, oops, oops. Alright, come on. I hit B for Bacta, by the way. Oh, shoot. Okay. Maybe I won't be talking about it here. Yeah, this was a guy that I had to fight right at the end of the level. That's why I saved here. Alright, here we go. This is one of the classic Dark Troopers. So, can we bait him down here? So, there we go. My classic strat. Wait for him to force jump and push him. Oh, that's not the way I want to push him. This way. Yes. Whoop. Wow, he went up really high. So, somebody might understand this madness a bit better than I do. Let's heal up a bit. Alright. Somebody might understand this madness a little bit better than I do, but I don't understand what I'm doing. If I stand here and I block... Ugh, that wasn't a good example. Where is it? If I stand in front of the enemy and I just block, so I'm not attacking, I'm just blocking now. Help me, man. Blocking. It's not. I can't succeed in blocking two attacks. Stinking cloaking cheater. Oh, 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 oh. I'm hitting, yeah, I hit back to while I play. Come on, not fast enough. Oh, and that, my friends, is why I make a save state right before that. Because this was the next part of the level. All I needed to do was run through there. Get him. Oh, come on. Come at me again. Oh, shoot. Come. No, make that bunny hop again. You dummy. You dummy. And that is how I would beat the Dark Troopers. And then I'd be like, oh, quick, save. And I would save, and then I'd run into the next area and be like, oh, that was the end of that part of the level. Well, that's cool. Not the most honorable way to play through. That's called save scumming, and it is frowned upon by some people. I remember I was streaming Knights of the Old Republic 2. Somebody joined my chat and shamed me for save scumming. I don't know. Up to your call if you want to be like, yeah, that's weak. Fine, I'm weak. I'm bad at this game. I will be the first to admit it. But I'll have you know, I enjoyed this game. So that's what I'm going to end this video on. Thank you for watching. Hopefully this video was helpful. Star Wars Jedi Knight II Jedi Outcast is an enjoyable game for certain types of people. If you can get into this game, it is a joy, a walk down memory lane. If you cannot get into this game, it would be a slog and a painful 20+ hour experience that you best spend playing something else that you would actually enjoy. I'm not gonna lie, not gonna cut any corners with you. The geometry in this game is downright ugly in many different ways, regardless of... I never tried playing this in first-person view with lightsaber. Oh, this would be a nightmare. Oh, just the thought is dizzying. Oh, that's a terrible thought. Oh, wow. Anyway, the graphics are oftentimes painful to look at. The whole world is brown. There's not a lot of color. There are about 3 places that we visited that I was enthusiastic about. Oh, man. Everything else is brown. Brown, grays, and black. It's just such a lack of color. If you can't get any enjoyment out of the story, there's not much to the story. If you can't get any enjoyment out of the story, if you can't get any enjoyment out of the childlike immersion into an older game, this game is not for you. And you should, again, play something else. But for those of you that are interested, this is a joy, this is a treat, this is a treasure, and I am very enthusiastic that I played through it. And hopefully I will be back sometime in the not too distant future, and I will be sharing my thoughts on Jedi Academy, which I've already started this by complaining about the titles. It's not even Jedi Knight 3, it's just Jedi Knight Jedi Academy. Sure, whatever you'd say, man. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.